Welcome to the RTS Podcast. My name is Ramiro Tangi, and this is where you'll find real stories around values, faith, culture, and entrepreneurship. Our goal is to inspire you to take bold action today and to help you build a legacy that impacts future generations. In each episode, we'll share stories and insights to help you take the next step with confidence. So let's get started. And we are live, bro. How you feeling?
Doing good. Excited.
Yeah.
It's like my third podcast.
This is the real one, bro.
Okay.
We're excited to welcome our guest, Preston Gillett. The RTS Podcast shares real stories about values, faith, culture, and entrepreneurship to inspire bold action today and leave a legacy that impacts future generations. In this episode, we are joined by Preston Gillett, a young and aspiring entrepreneur whose work with Equippers Church and passion for creativity exemplifies a life of purpose and service. Together, we'll explore how faith and creativity can inspire the next generation and leave a lasting impact, bro. Welcome on the show, Press. How are you today, bro?
Good. I'm good.
Okay, well, this is my first podcast, so I'm gonna be switching in between, and I'm gonna be getting used to that. But Press, just right off the back, bro. We know that you do a bit of graphic design. You're into creativity. Just right off the back, what kind of inspired you to get into graphic design and that creative space?
I guess I've always been creative. I've always liked just like looking at cool images, cool graphics, cool motions.
Yeah.
But I never kind of knew where to facilitate that creativity until I got to Equippers and I saw like these cool motions and these cool designs. Like, whoa, like I really like this. I really like looking at those. I guess kind of where it all started, where I've always had the inspiration, always had the creativity for it. But where I kind of started was it was in the Rugby World Cup finals,
Okay.
and we were doing a graphic for that.
What
they're doing a-
World Cup was it?
the most recent one, All Blacks versus Africa,
Oh yeah.
and then we were making a graphic for that.
Oh, that's when the rugby final was in
Yeah.
on the same Sunday as church.
Yeah.
For like few consecutive.
Yeah. It was Ireland, I think.
In Ireland.
It was when we were versing Ireland,
Yeah.
and then they wanted to make a graphic for it. I didn't like the graphic, so I like made one because you're gonna point out a problem, you gotta have a solution.
What did you have like? Did you have a laptop and Photoshop and all that, or
Yeah.
was it Canva?
I was a Canva guy.
Yeah.
I was a Canva guy to start with. So I just quickly whipped up something. I whipped up a solution.
Have you used Canva before, or like?
Yeah. I use
Like,
Canva a lot.
Yeah.
Like school assignments, projects, posters. Where I whipped one up. I was like, wow, it's actually cool. It was nice. I enjoyed the whole process of it. Didn't get used, fortunately, but that's kind of where it all started. I was like, I'm kind of into this. Then I just rebranded the whole Sunday screens.
Oh yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
So at what point did the church give you the rights to share some of your creative stuff?
Say maybe late last year. Yeah, late last year. Was when I think the first official one I designed for them was our all night prayer. That was nice when I first did it, but looking back, I'm like, I guess that's kind of
So you talked about like you saw an opportunity and like you didn't like something, you wanted to do something about it. But how does someone like you, like a youngin, like put yourself out there and like say, hey, can I give it a crack? What was that process? What did you do then?
I just had like good connections. Like I had connections with the media team, the media leaders. And I just showed them, was like, hey, I made this, and they're like, oh, that's so cool, that's so nice. But there was also a gap in church or in our campus that was needed. We didn't really have people to make media or make graphics. So kind of saw that gap. I was like, I'm willing to fill it. I just went up to the media person, shout out Caitlin, and just, showed her what I had done and that I was keen to do more. And she just kind of gave me more.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was facilitated at first and I was supervised doing it. But after a couple, they just let me go.
I guess like for creative and like is my experience working for you, you need kind of the headspace to kind of have that creative window. Like one of the things I've learned in business and like being creative is that you can't be analytical and creative at the same time. So um yeah, so I guess how were you able to use your creativity in a space where you had the frameworks, like you said that you were guided, and then but also had the freedom to create what you wanted in the space. So yeah,
Did you reword that
yeah,
question?
gosh, I'll reword that question, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, you talked about like you had that transition, right? Of you had that transition of you like just showing your stuff
Yeah.
and then having been guided into that space. So I guess for church, obviously they had to trust you and like because these are the graphics going to be shown and so that and so I guess the question that I'm trying to ask was how do you balance being creative but also being able to learn from others in a space that's quite new to you?
Mm.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'll just say, or like, just don't take it personal.
yeah,
Um, like, bro, the amount of times I'd like send the graphic out and then it'd come back, be like, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Or can you make it look like this? Um, my initial reaction was just getting annoyed because I hate reworking and stuff. Um, also just knowing not to take it personal. Like, we
what was that
all
like, bro? What was that like? Like,
a
does
process.
someone talk teach you that, or did you learn the hard way, or like because when people when people take on criticism, some people that don't know how to deal with criticism will kind of veer off and like put their head down. But I guess when you're in the line of work that you're in,
Yeah.
you're taking criticism and being able to work with you. Um, I always try to give feedback in a way that's um, they can help us do better. And so I guess how did you teach yourself how to take that criticism?
Um, I think it's the perks of growing up in like a church or like Christian environment, a Christian school. You kind of learn to um uh, not take things personal.
Mm,
Um, also, I guess kind of being island as well. Like your parents, your family, always pretty critical.
yeah,
So you kind of just learn to just take it on the chin.
yeah.
And move on. But in the church context, like I know they were all striving for excellence.
Kinda like that safe space, eh? Like,
Yeah,
you have that safe you built the trust to a point where you can put yourself out there, but then, one back can actually help what they're doing, so no, that's good, bro. I wanted to build on, like, your spiritual life balance. So, obviously, you're a leader in church and in the youth. How do you balance your creativity and about being able to lead in youth? Because obviously, as a leader, you like, people look up to you and the things that you do, and, I guess just hearing about your story, you're being quite bold in taking action. Some youth, they be hesitant in doing that, and so I guess, how do you, yeah, how do you show leadership in the work that you do, and, how is that intentional? How you wanna serve the youth because you're a leader?
um, questions are hearty, bro. Um, how would I show leadership in work, but also in
Yeah, like, do you are you a person that, Um, like, you like to lead from your actions, or like, are you really intentional about when you're at youth? You mentioned that you've been you're part of youth band and whatnot. Like, so how do you use your skill sets and graphic design and being creative and doing post production as a tool, as a vehicle to lead the youth? Like, is that something intentional in what you do when you're leading the youth, or like, you
yeah.
want to expand on that?
I'd say like kind of how I tie in creativity and all my um kind of my work and how I serve
Yeah,
for church into youth is probably just encouraging them to get into serving,
yeah,
encouraging them to jump on the desk, or even like, you know, um, we kind of find their talents. Like, hey, are you musical? Or hey, do you like computers? Then it's kind of introducing them to what we have to offer. If they're musical, we're like, hey, come on Thursday night EQR. Or if they're techie, it's hey, you wanna look at our computers, look at our lights, play around with it, and just kind of um yeah, kind of encourage them to veer off and use their talents in a God-serving way. Yeah, hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I guess it's like identifying like when you give someone a sense of responsibility, that gives them a sense of fulfillment, and so like what I'm trying to what I'm hearing from you, that identifying people's strengths is key in terms of getting them move forward. And other ways you do that through creativity, but then like you said, you're in tech as well.
Mm.
Um, what have been I guess as we speak about that, what do you have any stories around how you've been able to facilitate those connections and how that's been able to make a difference to maybe a youth or someone circle? Like,
Mm.
'cause it's been a big year for you, bro.
Yeah.
You've had a year of Bible college and you've had so many opportunities to serve. That's what I've been getting through service. You've been able to grow in these skill sets. So, do you have any kind of stories or yeah?
I think, yeah, context, kinda like our production team, which is kinda what I mainly hit up on with, the guy Stacy and Gavin. Um, Very small. It's a whopping team of 3. So one of our goals has always been to grow our team. Um, and that's kinda why I look into youth. I gotta look into the next generation to see if I can pick out, anyone who's techie. Um, and it's actually been, like, super fun because, you know, at first when kids look at it, they just see, like, all these buttons and they're like, "Oh, this looks too hard." Um,
I'm learning that now, bro.
yeah,
Just see what is on your learn, bro.
yeah. But when you get them out there, you kinda show them the basics, they kinda, they actually understand it and they kinda have fun with it as well. Um, and sometimes it's annoying. Sometimes the kids may get a bit too carried away, especially with our blinders, because I think a couple Fridays ago, one kid turned the blinders on too hot. All
What's the
the
blinders?
um
AC
very
the lights.
pretty much like car headlights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's a
yeah,
are those ones that hang right above the stage? Was it
no, no,
the
no.
back?
Those are your stage lights. They're the ones that kind of sit.
Oh, no, it's
While you
panel.
1, 2, 3, yeah, and they just go super bright. You left them on way too long, and then they like burnt the spot on the carpet.
Oh,
So,
well, those lights illuminate the stage, so wouldn't people get like feel the heat?
yeah, it gets hot up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well,
but visuals,
yeah, yeah. Well, man, it's like you as someone sitting in the church, you don't actually appreciate all the things that gets put into like bringing the altar to life, and it's that's me, bro. Like, and I guess some gems for the audience as we start to wrap up. I think through all this learning and like you've had this year, what have been some of the good habits or bad habits or like that you've been able to overcome or actually um put into place for you to kind of excel in what you do? Like you've really come into fruition in terms of your graphic design. What have been some of the habits that yeah, yeah.
um, let's say one of the good habits.
Sorry, that's on me.
One of the good habits that I probably picked up would definitely be kind of just not rushing or taking time. Um, and I'm still learning it, but like even with graphics, you're not really finished
Mm,
on like the first go. I kind of learned that creative breaks are a thing,
mm,
or creative slumps are a thing. Um, you know, and that's actually really important. If you're a creative, if you're a graphic designer, to kind of look at what you've done first and then kind of rest on it, and then come back to it. And it's not ever really the finished article. Um, but then I guess, yeah, so take creative breaks. Um, but then on a spiritual level, it's just, um, like genuinely pray about it. Like actually pray about the stuff you make. Pray for inspiration. Pray for creativity, and it will come. There have been many times I've been like given a graphic, not much to work on, I'll work with. Um, and so I just pray, like, God, please give me something. Give me, like, show me a picture. We we always get pictures. We always get, the whole Holy Spirit, just drop info on us. And it genuinely works. Like,
Yeah, awesome.
so yeah, that's kind of my thing. For any creators out there, just lean into God, ask Him for help, because He can help you with anything. He's the one who made these lights, the one who's made all these little things. But yeah,
Yeah, bro. That's awesome, bro. And as we kind of wrap up, I got one last question for you. Um, I guess because you're only young, but I think this is still relevant too. Um, one of the questions that I want to ask, one of the questions that I want to ask my guests when they come on the show is, what legacy do you hope to leave for the next generation, especially around the work that you're doing around faith, in your faith and creativity and leadership for do you serve? So, what's something that you would like to leave?
I think I think I just want everything I do, like all the work I do, all the serving I do, all the graphics I make. Um, I want them all to just reflect God. Um, like when I'm dead and gone, I don't want people looking at my stuff and being like, "Oh, those are so cool," or "He was so great at what he did." But I want people to kind of look at it and just be like, "Wow, like it was so amazing to see what God did through him. So amazing to see how he served God, how loved he loved the Lord, and he loved serving the kingdom." Uh, and yeah, like I just want to be known as Preston, that guy. He loved Jesus. He him. But yeah, that's me.
Big praise. Well, that's the first wrap up of our first episode. We've shaken the cobwebs and we're just gonna put it up.
Bro,
But
bro.
really appreciate your time today, bro. And hopefully some insights for our viewers today, whoever's gonna watch this video. I hope it inspires people to really think about how faith, leadership, and creativity can put it together. And I think one of the takeaways I had, bro, was creative breaks. Having creative breaks, but also praying into inspiration and yeah, really getting it. So thank you for your time today. And we look forward to connecting